April 18th, 1983, the world was introduced to the Disney Channel. The network has provided countless of hours of entertainment to people around the world. Whether you were in the target audience of little girls, or you were a grown man living in their mother's basement, everybody was welcome at the Disney Channel. Although some might say that Disney nowadays is a bit too welcoming. Accepting garbage like the Proud Family Louder and Prouder is exactly why you can't just let anybody run up in your house. Don't turn your company into the corporate equivalent of Baltimore. But anyway, the Disney Channel has been getting through a bit of a rough patch recently. And by recently, I mean that for the past 13 years, people have woken up and started canceling their cable subscription at a catastrophic rate. And with the rise of smartphones and brain-dead mobile apps that are consuming the minds of America's youth, everybody is asking the same question. Will Disney Channel survive for much longer? Honestly, I hope they don't. But in this video, we're going to be going over the state of Disney Channel in 2023. Alright, first up, let's talk about ratings. And I don't need to repeat myself, these viewer numbers are fucking terrible. Nobody is watching these cartoon channels. Even if a show is marginally popular like The Owl House, everybody goes to the pirate sites to watch it because they don't want to sit through mesothelioma and Medicare ads. TikTok has conditioned America's youth to only accept advertisements that fuel their ADHD and include the most overstimulating fucking content possible. But yeah, we're not going to focus on the ratings for too long. Let's talk about Disney shows, specifically their cartoon shows. Their live action shows are worse than pissing out a kidney stone. Now, if there's any show that deserves to have stayed on the air for 3 seasons over 5 years, then it's Big City Greens. I'm so glad that this repetitive-ass show has somehow managed to wring 80 episodes out of its unbelievably stupid and overdone concept. Trailer park trash moving into the big city and having completely nonsensical adventures is so interesting and original. It's not like Beverly Hillbillies did it better over half a century ago. Big City Greens is one of the greatest animated shows of all time, and I hope it gets 6 more seasons and a film trilogy. I'm so glad that they canceled Milo Murphy's Law for this show. The Ghost and Molly McGee is one of the most disappointing animated shows ever made, because it's really only half of a good series. The first season was absolutely incredible, and they were firing on all cylinders. There were a healthy amount of grown-ass men in the fandom, and nobody was calling out the show on Twitter for no goddamn reason. Things were good, until the premiere of Season 2, which will probably go down as one of the worst seasons of an animated show ever! The show is fucking terrible now. How do we go from the work of art that was Season 1 to the crime against humanity known as Season 2? The difference in quality between these 2 seasons is absolutely unreal. Look, I'm not going to go into all the reasons why Season 2 is terrible since I already made a whole video about it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. For the sake of you, your family, your mental health, and everyone that you care about, stay far away from the Ghost and Molly McGee. This show doesn't even deserve to exist, and you should be giving it as little attention as possible. It's like the cartoon equivalent of the Democratic Party. Okay, even I have my limits. Chibiverse looks like absolute fucking dog shit. I could sit here trying to think of something positive to say, but I genuinely can't get behind this garbage. They're literally just taking their most popular characters and making bastardized renditions of them. If I wanted to see that, then I'd just watch Modern Family Guy, which has more respect for his characters than whatever the fuck this is. I just don't understand this. What were the executives smoking? Because clearly I need some of that. I first talked about Hamster and Gretel back in 2022, where I said it was one of the greatest cartoons of all time, and I've been meaning to do a follow-up video because the show was still an absolute masterpiece. There's nothing like waking up on a Saturday morning and watching the new episode of Hamster and Gretel. I just love watching the painfully generic and boring adventures of characters that we still don't have a reason to care about. This show is God's gift to man, and I hope it gets 1 million more seasons. Fuck this show. No joke, no exaggeration. This show could just get up and screw itself. I made multiple videos going over why this show was complete crap, concocted by the devious Democrat Party as part of their whole dark woke agenda. And you can go and watch those for my full thoughts on this terrible fucking show. Moon Girl is an embarrassment on so many levels, and I hope it gets cancelled and shown into the Disney Vault, never to be seen again. Now, I've already said before that Kiff is an absolutely awesome show. Every time I watch it, I definitely don't want to gouge my own eyes out just to make the pain stop. I definitely don't rub a rusty cheese grater across my arm just to numb the pain of watching this show. I just love how every episode is devoid of creativity or logic and just goes over the same overdone and generic plot points that every cartoon has already done much better years ago. Kiff is a modern classic, and I really hope that it doesn't get canceled after 2 seasons due to low ratings and terrible reception. That would be such a shame. And with that, I think that'll cover all of Disney Channel's current cartoons. Honestly, outside of crap like Moon Girl and Molly McGee, they honestly have a pretty strong slate of animated shows. The network is in a really strong position, and having 3 good shows out of 6 is a heck of a lot better than Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network's track record. So with that in mind, I give Disney Channel a grade of C for 2023. Or 2022, however we're going to measure the years. Even if cable dies and does some other things mentioned in that one Kendrick Lamar song, I think Disney Channel is going to be alright. Their cartoons are critically acclaimed and very successful on Disney+. And even though they release paid Democrat demagogue propaganda pieces like The Owl House or Moon Girl and Deplorable Dinosaur, I think Disney's cartoons are generally a cut above the rest. Even with how bad the Ghost and Molly McGee is, you can't tell me that it isn't better than crap like Summer Camp Island. Sure, it's like comparing ripping out your toenail to eating human feces, but one option is clearly better than the other. Anyway, I think that'll wrap it up for this video. And this is officially the last Cartoon Channel analysis video that we're going to be doing. But if we learn one thing through this miniseries, it's that I'm not reading that. Either way, I'm in a PNGtuber, cracking open a bottle of vodka and watching Hamster and Gretel, and signing off. Bye!